Well, hold on to your hats. The toughest riders in the world are charging into North Charleston. It's almost time for the GovX professional bull riders to compete for the coveted title. Let's welcome Michael Lane, professional bull rider. Glad to have you with us.
Thanks for having us this morning.
Oh my goodness, it takes nerves of steel to get on the backs of those animals. How long have you been doing this?
Professionally, I'm going on 18 years now. I started at the age of 4 on sheep, which they call mutton busting.
Oh my goodness. So what got you into it? Did it choose you or did you choose bull riding?
I would love to joke and say that it chose me, but at the end of the day, I had a brother-in-law that rode at amateur levels, and I went with him at a young age of 4, and I seen that the kids started on sheep. My siblings at home had 4-H sheep that they led around and showed, and I told my parents, hey, I want to start riding them. I don't want to show them. And
Wow.
from there, it went from sheep riding to calf riding to mini bull riding. And then once I graduated high school, I had a main focus on being a professional bull rider.
Wow. How much do these bulls weigh?
It varies from each bull that we get on, but I'd be willing to say anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 pounds is a pretty average bull.
Wow, 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, pure muscle, a lot of personality. So that's got to be scary. What are some of the challenges of staying on that bull for the full 8 seconds? Maybe you can walk us through what that actually feels like once you're let out of the gate.
Yeah, it's the simplest way I can put it is controlling chaos, controlling a storm. You have to be very self-aware of where you're at and what's going on. It takes a lot of mental strength. Once you've reached the peak level of being able to ride with the best guys in the world, it's all about what you do throughout the week, not what you're doing in that moment. Preparing throughout the week removes doubt of how you'll do on the weekend, and consistent action brings consistent results. So if you're consistently working hard, the odds of you doing good are consistently going to be good as well.
You say mental strength, I would imagine also physical strength. So do you go through training? How do you stay in shape to withstand these bull rides?
Yeah, it's what time that I'm not on the road. I spend a lot of time. I would compare it to like UFC fighting, body weight exercises. I hit the speed bag a lot. I have a mechanical bull that simulates the moves that we need to be moving. I ride that daily. And one thing that I know most people laugh about, but I'm going on like 10, 12 years stronger doing it now. And I think that's a big recipe and what keeps me competing with the younger guys is I do hot yoga daily.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and it's a mental strength just to fight through the heat, but it also takes a lot of core strength to do it,
Oh, wow.
and it's good for whenever we do hit in bad ways. We're flexible so that we're not tearing muscles.
Wow, that's fascinating. Hot yoga. I never would have thought hot yoga and bull riding would go together. That's really interesting. So you have scored very high in the past, 91 being your highest score, if I have my facts correct, out of 100. So what do you take into account to reach that kind of a score?
Just as much of that score comes from the bull as it comes from me. We can only do as good as the bull we have. So for me to be able to be 91 points, I had to have had a really good bull that day, and I was on top of my game that day and did my job very well too. I'd always like to say, like when you're shooting low to mid 80s, that's kind of average, and then once you reach mid 80s to higher 80s, you've made a really good ride, and then once you hit into the 90s, that's some of the best bull riding you'll see.
That's amazing. Well, 40 top riders, including yourself, are going to be coming to the Coliseum. This is going to be Friday, January 9th and Saturday the 10th. And when you go on these tours, you say that you're going to be pretty busy for the next several months. Curious how much longer you think you want to be a bull rider. What is the usual retirement age?
When I was 18, I thought 35 would be getting close to it, but now that I'm 35, I look on ahead to 45.
Yeah.
Age is just a number, and I still feel like I can compete with the youth. I still feel very young. I work really hard to stay young, and I enjoy doing it. I have two little daughters that love to watch their dad do it, and I love taking them and doing it with them. And I don't look too far forward. I just take today for what it is
Yeah,
and win today, and tomorrow we'll win it when it gets here. But
absolutely.
I foresee myself still riding for another 5 years, God willing, for
Wow.
sure.
Michael, my goodness. Well, just be safe out there. The points earned at this event is going to help riders qualify for the Pendleton Whiskey Velocity Tour finals happening in May. So you're going to be busy for the next several months. Again, please be careful out there. Really excited to see you again, North Charleston Coliseum, January 9th and 10th. Can't wait. Thank you so much for joining us, Michael.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having us this morning. Look forward to seeing everybody at the North Charleston Coliseum.
We'll be back after this.